Shalom. I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about an experience I had this morning. It has to do with sleep and our pineal glands. I had a discussion with someone as they have been working graveyard, and I had mentioned to them, oh, you look tired, probably as tired as I look, because they were telling me about their graveyard shift. And I had said, yeah, I didn't sleep very good either, and wasn't really ready to get up, but yet I'm just awake. And so I put on meditation, guided meditations, and high frequency hertz music like 528 and 432 and different things like that. 528 on this particular video, I'll leave a link in the description box. It is about activating the pineal gland, and it's interesting because this guy said that he was going to basically go pop a pill to be able to go to sleep. And so he mentioned actually what it was he was going to take, and I said, oh, what is that? Because I hadn't ever heard of it. And he said, oh, it's an over-the-counter sleep aid. And so I said, well, I have been just trying to heal my pineal gland, because I learned that insomnia has to do with our pineal gland not operating. And so he said, oh, I've learned that you should stay away from that and shouldn't be trying to activate it. And I said, well, everyone has to look into it for themselves. And he goes, yeah, maybe for some people it's okay and for others not. And I said, well, there's definitely a lot of disinformation out there. And so we just have to, look further into it. And that was kind of where I left it. But I thought that this would be a good video, because when you're really starting to allow for the universe to work in you and you're able to let go of things, then you let go of a lot of the fear mongering that has all the fear and doubts and anger and confusions and all of that stuff that come from just the system that's operating today. And fear has been used over and over again, especially in religions. But not only that, it's just in the courts of today, and in what they call the law enforcement. And I mean, it's just everywhere. You see it on the news constantly with propaganda. And, in the health industry, it's so prevalent. It's just nonstop. So we have to really take a look, it seems like, to just step back from that. And so I'll just say from myself, what I'm seeing is that this information that's out there and the fear that's going out to say, don't go there, don't activate your pineal gland. I look at it and go, okay, we have all of our cells within our bodies, and we have, so much potential there, but the suppression of information, the lack of transparency, but also the information saying, no, don't go there, that's wicked or evil, the labels that are put on it. I question why anyone would be trying to suppress that. Do they have my best interest in mind? Do they have others' best interest in mind? And why have I been given something that I should suppress or stay away from? It doesn't add up for me. It doesn't make sense that something in my body should not be functioning at its full potential. So looking at that, I just am learning to trust myself. I've been learning for quite some time to just let go of things and to trust more and to question all things. We don't have it all figured out. None of us do. But we can keep, going within. We can let go of those conditioned thoughts and emotions and all of that, and just really take some time to meditate. And so I just really found that interesting. And I think that we should all be careful of that, because it could limit us. We could end up limiting ourselves or allowing someone else to, giving our power away. So that's just kind of something I wanted to talk about, and then I'm going to show some minerals that I recently purchased. And I went ahead and got some rocks, and so I took a picture of each of the descriptions, which are also, they can be limiting, but it just gives you an idea of what different minerals can do, and then the crystal that I got. So it's kind of exciting to not be giving my power to these things, but to be connecting and to be allowing them to work together with me to be my full potential and to heal in ways, and to help me to heal myself in ways that I deeply needed. The other thing is that I wanted to touch on was the video I did last night on the owl, and I came across that was the first. So when I talked about the article and I read it, that was the very first article that popped up, where, I mean, there was a whole bunch on the list, but I went to that one in particular. So it spoke to me, and there were so many synchronicities and just things that I had been seeing. So it really sat with me, and it was nice to be paying attention to things. But I also today came across someone who did some videos on animal guides, and she talked about the owl and being careful, like when the great snowy white owl shows up, sometimes it means to not be a whistleblower, or at that particular time to wait on something. And she had some other information about, if you're trying to seek answers to something and you have reservations about it, maybe you need to make sure if someone's not being fully honest, and you can kind of tell with your intuition that there's something not right, to kind of hold off. And so I was taking that into account. So what I did was I put some of my videos, my most recent ones, because the owl showed up after that. So like I said, that article hit on so many things that I also had confirmation on from other things. And then this one hit on, maybe right now some of these videos, there's lots of people speaking out. I'm going to put them in my description box, and I'm going to keep a couple of them. But there was so much resistance and censorship taking place with the volumes and stuff being screwed up in the videos, and I'm using the same programs. I've always been the apps that I always use. So I just wanted to let you know on that. I'm just trying to really be present and to listen. And so we'll see what happens with all of that. And then I'm going to end with, I think it was 3 weeks ago, I went and visited a tree that I had visited last summer, and it was a beautiful tree, and just my experience with that. And lastly, I forgot to mention in the owl video about the owl had showed up when I went to Coastal Farm last week, when I talked about the eagle and stuff. And it was interesting because it was a little stuffed animal with the big eyes on him, those cute little stuffed animals that little kids have. And I almost got him, but I was like, oh, I like the monkey. Ooh, I like these other things. And I was looking for my daughters, actually. And I ended up was like, for that price, no, I'm just going to wait for something else. But I kept picking up these owls, and so I thought that was interesting. And lastly, I talked about the cougar sighting that I had 2 years ago. But this last summer, a dragonfly came up and was playing around when I was with, I had a visit, and this dragonfly came up to me and my son, and both of my sons. And anyways, my youngest one just thought it was so cute, and it stayed there forever, and it would come up, and it was just like right by us. And I was like, oh, hi, dragonfly. And then my little boy would just start cracking up, and I'm like, oh, are you coming to say hi? And then we'd be like, where's our friend at? And he just, for the longest time. So that is another animal that showed up and that I have looked into. So maybe I'll do some videos on those in the future, because we don't just have one totem or one animal guide or whatever, a spirit guide. And anyways, the universe works in different ways, and I'm just learning more and just trying to expand my consciousness and allow for messages that I'm seeking answers to, so I can be open to wherever those answers are going to come from. I have questions, just like we all do, and so just being open, letting go, and letting go of the control, and just continuing to learn life lessons and take responsibility and enjoy the ride. So I hope that you have a blessed day, and I hope this video is helpful to you in your journey. Thank you. Okay, so first I'm going to show you the quartz crystal and just read it for you. It says, the master healer will amplify energy and thought, as well as the effect of other crystals. It absorbs, stores, releases, and regulates energy. It balances and revitalizes the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual planes. It harmonizes all the chakras and aligns the subtle bodies. So this is one that I picked up, and I'm going to go to the next one. The green moss agate, a grounding stone. It balances body and mind, helps connection to nature by bringing a feeling of freedom and a release of fears. This is the gardener stone. And then the green goldstone. Green goldstone is a good deflector of unwanted energies and is highly regarded in the spirit realm as a protection mineral. It is also associated with abundance due to the combination of its gorgeous green color and reflective shimmer. And then the blue chalcedony, I think that's how you say that, says, the faith stone encourages us to make positive changes, induces emotional stability, and eases communication. Reputed to prevent accidents and reduce irritation and anger. So these are the ones that I ended up getting. I talked to the person at the store and also just kind of used my intuition to guide me. And on this day, I actually had a full body massage, which I haven't had since, I guess, 2011, when I had like a fender bender going to school at Multnomah University. I had an hour and whatever drive there and back, and on the way, luckily I wasn't going very fast, but someone did rear end me, and that tweaks your back and different things, along with all the other past injuries from gymnastics and horse riding and yada yada yada. So it was just awesome to have that release, and I went in the sauna before the massage, and then I went in later that night. So really just trying to clear and get this stuff out of me. Like I said, I kind of experienced a little bit of healing crisis, but I slowed it down, and then I did take a break for just this last week, and I'm getting just more fruit and apple cider and stuff back into my diet. But it's just kind of exciting to connect with the nature and what's around me. And I don't know if I'm going to do it in this video, but I have a picture because I think it was probably 3 weeks ago I went to my favorite tree. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it now. So hold on one second. So this, I felt like, well, I'll just combine it because this is all part of the healing and connecting with nature, getting out, grounding. I've been, whenever possible, just getting out. Want to do it daily. The weather's been horrible, but still, sometimes when it's rainy, even though we have all these chemtrails and stuff like that, I still try to get my feet in the grass and walk and stuff like that. But this tree, just probably last summer I went to, and I did my walking video about should so-called immigrants come to the U.S. And this is a tree that I was drawn to. And anyways, it was so nice to have the time. The sun was shining, even though, you know, it's winter time. As you saw, the sun just came down right there. There's beams of light coming down. So the way you pronounce this tree, that what they've called it, is Nu Qui Da Na Ye, our ancestor. And so it's huge. So I just got different pictures because I wasn't sure how they were going to turn out. And if I didn't say that right, you might be able to say it better than me, but that's what it sounds like. Nu Ka Wi Da Na Ye. So now they have cut on it and done different things. I don't know if branches, it looks like, have fallen off, you know, because there's so much destruction in our world today that's affecting not only our bodies but also animals all around us and trees, and it's sad. So I just kind of laid on the tree, let the energy come in, took some time to just meditate, and it lifted my spirit. It was very nice. And you know, this is what we all need to be doing. I took my shoes off, and unfortunately I walked back to my car and realized I left my keys, because I put my keys and stuff down when I was just having this time. And I left, well, my feet were just wet and dirty, so I ended up walking back, and they have all this gravel too, mixed in with the bark dust in certain parts of the trail so that it doesn't wash away. And so it wasn't very comfortable, but I was thinking on the way, I was like, wow, that is how our journey is. Sometimes the path is a little uncomfortable, sometimes painful, and then other times it's healing, and you can actually feel that you're in that place of you know, pleasure and comfort and love. And all the while we have love no matter what, but there is definitely times when things are more difficult and challenging, and we may not want to do it, but we have to walk that path that we're on in order to get to where we're going. So anyways, thanks for hanging in there, and I hope that this video is helpful to you. And all the health videos I've been uploading lately, for a while they had some sound, and then YouTube went ahead and censored and took the sound away. And also I had a bunch that I was going to put up there to process, and they just got stuck in that processing, like I showed in one of my videos. And so what I wanted to do was, once they were all up, I was going to just cut, you know, and have maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes of the video, and then provide the link so that you could go to the source where I got the original video link from, and you could further research. The point that I'm trying to make is that we definitely need to be out connecting with nature, and just getting the fresh air, and you know, just going up and hugging a tree, walking barefoot in the sand, on the grass, you know, having plants around us and animals, and just being aware and having our eyes open and our ears listening, and looking at what is going on, being present in the now. So I will end this video, and again, have a blessed day, and don't give your power away. Look within yourself. The keys are within, and you will soar. You'll fly, and no one will be able to bind you. Namaste.